Jonathan with Iron Mind Hypnosis. The 16th thing that I would like you to know about hypnosis. And it's, again, this is one of these things that's even broader than hypnosis. But it's it's about possibility. It's about what can be done in your life and most everywhere. You see, we're all born with very few skills. And yes, some of us are born with better genetics. Some of us are born with better family or socioeconomic situations. Some of us are better born in countries that provide either better opportunities or opportunities more to your interest. And some of us are born predisposed to better health. And most people discover that somewhere along the line, at least one, if not several of those things, are not as predisposed where you'd want them to be as you want them to be. Maybe sometime down the road, maybe early in life or maybe later, you discover that you're predisposed to some health issue. Maybe you discover that as much as you love your family, you could have really had like a lot better family. Maybe your family is below average in some sort of caring or some sort of support that you would have liked to have had much more of. Maybe you discover that either your country or your community is not as affluent as well some others. Um, maybe you're born in a place where it's hard to get a good education. Lots of things can happen. It's important to remember that there are so many people who've lived so many lives, and we all started with very few skills. All the greatest musicians, greatest speakers, greatest writers knew none of these things at all early on. None of us is born speaking. That's a skill that is learned later. And in fact, smiling is something that infants don't have. And music, well, that's even in addition to just levels of skill, it's some cultures have music that sounds quite different and maybe even jarring to cultures with a different kind of tonal scheme. These things are all you learned to write at some point. That usually took long enough that you may still remember having to do the drills and maybe the workbooks to make your handwriting work. We all get to different places in our life just by force of what we fall into in life. And it's possible to look out and see what other people are doing, how they're doing it, and to learn from them. You can see people who are behaving in a certain way and go, I want kind of what they've got. That looks like a fun way to exist, or I admire that in some way. Maybe they seem just really, really strong, or maybe they seem confident. Maybe they seem really caring in the best possible ways. Maybe they seem smart. Maybe it could be anything. And we see these people, and it's natural to try and emulate them. That's completely normal. And the beautiful thing is that as normal as it is, especially for younger children, these things are actually things that we can practice as adults. We've got tools that allow us to do it deliberately, to put our mind in a way that we can learn skills more rapidly, be more in alignment with what we're doing, so that children don't have to be the only ones learning. Adults can also learn rapidly and take advantage of a lifetime of skills, a lifetime of other understandings to make it easier to learn. In fact, I know there's this belief that children soak up languages so quickly, and that's roughly true. Until you actually figure out how much time children spend on that soak up language is like a sponge task, relative to an adult learning the same language. And you discover the adult actually learns that language faster. Now, it might not seem as natural to the adult because the adult is being deliberate about it. The adult's got textbooks about it. The adult is maybe listening to audios, maybe deliberately watching a sitcom in a different language. All of these things to reach their goal of whatever their level of fluency that they want to attain is. But the hours that they put in are actually aided by the things they already know about their home language, which they've already learned. The young child doesn't have that advantage. Yeah, it might be easy for them because they don't have expectations that they need to get it done right away. So they're not kind of standing in their own way that way. But they actually take longer, the kids do, than the adults. So don't think that just because you've gotten to wherever you have naturally, that that's the only way to go. Because if you have seen it done elsewhere, it can probably be done with you. If you've seen folks make money, well, there's probably a way you can make money. If there's a career that somebody has, there's a pretty good chance that you can learn that career. If it's a field of study or maybe just an academic pursuit, you can probably learn that academic pursuit or that field of study such that you get to the level of understanding and competence that you need. If it's a certain social skill, all the people that you have who have that skill learned that somewhere. Now, some of them might not remember how they learned it because they just picked it up and it was early on in life. And though they spent a lot of time learning it, it wasn't effortful for them because, like their language, they just happened to pick that up from all the people around them, or that was their specific take on the life they were living. But if they can live that life, why not you? Why not you? Have a wonderful day and take care.